free. So it's really about going out there because we have the platform and we take it out there to other kids. The other thing is we're working on a program where we'll partner with organizations to set up basketball courts across the country so that the courts work not just as basketball courts, but all round sports courts. And these courts will be able to support not just basketball, but other sports, but also the community. So if you want to have a wedding in that area, then bring in a tent. You have a flat space. You can put your tent in there and have the wedding, and next day it's being used, or 2 hours later it's being used for basketball. If you have a community meeting that you want to hold, you can hold it there. So my hope is that in all the 47 counties that we have, ultimately through the VICAPU program, we'll be able to put up at least one indoor court that can serve the community and also serve the purpose of the game of basketball.
Beautiful, beautiful. I get goosebumps, just listening to you talk. Now, so I got several ideas as I started this podcast, this youth sports podcast last month. And I've been trying to find all kind of ideas to help my people get involved in the game of basketball back home. So in the United States, certain regions are known for basketball. And I've been studying like the different trends, why these regions are known for basketball more than other regions. So, for example, there's a state in the United States called Indiana. Indiana, it tends to be a lot more farmers, but they have basketball hoops like on their garage, like on their I think back when they call it boys' quarters, like they have like little boys' quarters where the basketball hoop, just the hoop itself, the backboard and the rim, is nailed onto like by the rooftop. Because there's a lot of farms there. Then you have Michigan, the state that I live in, where it's a lot more big cities. So a lot of parks have the hoop with the pole at the parks, and then some of the kids like the richer areas in Michigan, they have like portable basketball hoops. Where it comes with the wheels, they fill the water up with the base with the water or sand.
I've got one of those. I carried it to my mom's.
Let me ask you this. Let's say, okay, I'm over here and I wanted to, help out my people back home. And I consider my people, whether you're Kenyan, South Sudanese, Ghana, all of you are my people. If I wanted to help out my people and make basketball more accessible, would it be more financially feasible to send money to a representative back home and have them purchase supplies, or would it be more feasible for me to buy supplies here in the United States and ship it back home?
So I look at it both ways. If you have a credible person here, then it's okay to send resources. It's cheaper. Because if you send stuff from the US, then you still have to go through the whole process of
custom.
The whole logistical nightmare, revenue authority, blah, 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 and they can be nasty. But I'd be happy if you went the first way, because I would challenge our people I'll go to the local guy and tell him, I want a board and I want a rim. And you're creating opportunities for this guy, for this local guy, if he's building 50 basketball courts, 50 hoops and rims. And I know we don't have to get expensive basketball rims from the US. What we need is rectangle, have it painted, with the rim, and the rim can be molded locally. Nice. So all we would need to do is buy nets, and those can be found in the local sports shops. So for you to be able to, I think, really make a change, we have to be able to think about going beyond sending stuff and creating opportunities for the
For people
ecosystem.
where we're at.
Right, and creating opportunities for the ecosystem so that the welder can get something, so that I believe that that's possible. With basketballs, I think those can be sent, because I mean that's a different conversation altogether, and you know we can work probably through the Ministry of Education or the Ministry of Sports to get concessions for that. But stuff that can be built at home, I would rather you work with a reputable organization, put together a plan, even if it means paying the welder directly, because through mobile money that can be done. You know, just have a platform that supports the local guy.
Okay.
That's how we build our people.
We teach them to be self-sufficient.
Exactly. That's how you build industry. That's how you build a sports economy.
Rather than always forever being dependent on, you know, an outside source.
And I'm so passionate about that. I am so passionate about creating local solutions. They could be basic, but that guy who creates a basic thing, when demand gets high, he's going to have to innovate to meet that demand, and that, you know, puts him on a higher level. Then he's going to say, hey, if I can sell 50 to these guys, why not create 100 so that I can, you know, push them to do 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 things. Or maybe now they need 100. Can I employ 2 other people? We're building the economy with that.
That's why I have you on the show. Yeah, to learn, you know, to learn from one of the great minds. Now, as far as like sending money now, like here, like United States, there's a popular wiring service where you download an app on your phone. It's called Cash App. And you can just send somebody money like in another state in the United States. What's like the popular way to send money back home now?
So I'm gonna educate you. The first fintech app that came up of what money transfer is from Kenya. You might have heard of M-Pesa, right? We're the king of mobile money. Kings. I mean, nobody comes close globally.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, check it out. It's called M-Pesa.
M-Pesa.
And right, so Pesa is money in Swahili. So mobile money, so M-Pesa. And the M-Pesa is fascinating because I can send my grandma 100 shillings, which is $1, and she will buy her basics, right? But if you were to send money from the US to probably Nairobi, I can still access it via M-Pesa because they have a partnership with Western Union. 1, 2, they have a partnership with PayPal, so you can be able to send money via PayPal.
Okay.
So with the whole, are you checking out M-Pesa right now?
I'm like, hold on, let me share the screen so you can guide me to see if I'm on the right. Is it M-P-E-S-A?
Yes, M-P-E-S-A. And you know what? I can tell that it's already, this is World Remit, I mean, because of the whole idea of where you are, it's not going to take you to M-Pesa directly. What it's going to do is going to take you to World Remit because it's got all these algorithms that are suited to you. So I can get money from you via World Remit, from your bank account via World Remit to M-Pesa. So just go back. I'll show you what M-Pesa looks like. This is, World Remit is a lot like, I would say, like Western Union. So yeah, so go to safaricom.co.ke. Just, yeah. There you go. Right, so these are all the services that you can get with M-Pesa. So you can get Lipa na M-Pesa, where when I go to the supermarket, all I need to do is, you know, it's like a little bank of sorts. Pay via M-Pesa. I can buy goods. I can pay bills like electricity and stuff. I can open an account and have a little savings account with M-Pesa. I can send money from myself to my mom. I can run promotions if I have a business via M-Pesa. So it's literally a bank by itself, but gives you the opportunity to be able to send money all around. I can go to AliExpress and pay via M-Pesa. I mean, you could do practically anything.
Beautiful. I'm definitely gonna come up with a written plan, as far as the logistics, hiring a welder, um, the cost to just get the raw materials and all that. I'm definitely gonna come up with a plan. I'm definitely gonna need your help too,
We
because
do
I'm
have
just
some
trying
of
to
that already.
say that
Yeah.
again.
So we'll help you with that. So I work with some amazing guys. There's our head of basketball. His name is Zeddy. Zeddy is the reason why we are where we are. I mean, he's an amazing, amazing guy. Grew up in a slum area, but totally so invested in doing good and building. And he's so ambitious. Totally love the guy. I mean, he loves the game. He goes way out of line to just do stuff for the game, and always looking for new ways to come up with solutions for the game.
I'm really glad we've been able to connect, because like I'm really excited about finding ways to help my people get more accessibility to the game. Yesterday, I had a basketball webinar that I organized where it was like maybe 10 to 12 young African ball players from Ghana. And I invited a couple of coaches on the show, because I used to coach basketball myself in high school. But I had a couple of college coaches online with me and the kids, just kind of telling them about, what they would need to take care of back home academically before they even, apply to get entrance into some of these U.S. junior colleges and so forth. So
Right.
with me, the easiest thing that I know how to do is to connect young ball players with coaches to get information. That comes easy for me. But as
You're right.
far as like helping to get rims and courts and basketballs, that one I'm definitely gonna lean on you to help me.
That's my dream. I've played basketball many years, and I'm always like, it doesn't come overnight. Being able to speak to people like you and reaching out to different people is the only way that we can be able to do it. So I'm happy to collaborate. I'm happy to work with you. I'm certain the team will take this up running. We have a planner that we had already put together. I mean, COVID just put a stop on so much. Yeah, we had reached out to several guys, and everything kind of just pulled back. But that doesn't stop us from, believing and saying, hey, we're able to move forward. But I'm so invested and passionate about creating local solutions. I get guys writing to me from the village, and I have an uncle who writes to me every month. Do you still remember that court idea we were telling you? He sent me pictures, he sent me stuff, and and they're not asking for much. They're just asking, can you help us flatten the court? It will probably take $1,000, which is about 100,000 Kenya shillings. Can the rims will cost probably on average is about, including the cost of the welder and everything, double-sided court is maybe about $500. So that includes the rim, the board, the painting, putting the painting around the court. A good court standard is about a standard court would be about 40,000.